Oh, it's a nice night out here tonight. Just sitting out. Actually, a few moments ago, I was hanging out with the moon goddess, and she's so effulgent, so beautiful, on a great one. Today, I want to talk to you guys about narcissism. I told you I would follow up to the last video, and I wouldn't talk to you guys until I got official word from the Most High Himself. Praise you, Lord. And He gave me word today, and I had a few things I had to do. So, you know, I took a little time and thought about what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and narcissism is that topic. You know, many of us get into the clinicals about what narcissism is, and we dabble in these topics on YouTube and social media platforms, and everyone seems to have a know-all to, or answer, so to speak, to stopping this narcissism. But the simple truth, folks, is that narcissism has plagued the world society on such a great level that many of you have become inundated, with the bullshit on a daily basis, and some of you are fed up, and those of you who are enlightened, you're fed up. But then there's those of you who are lost, and many of you are lost. As a matter of fact, the majority of you are lost. So you bind to these systems and you think that's all there is. And even many of you who speak on the Most High, you come from some secular place when you're talking about the Most High. I heard a few people reference the Great Sun today when I was checking out social media, and they referred to him as a it. And I laugh at that. I keep laughing at that. The Great Sun is a great being, folks. If it weren't for him, you wouldn't have the light in your world. But the light that comes from him is the light of the Most High that shines through him, folks. And a lot of you are very secular when you speak on the Most High. The great wind is blowing himself. And it's funny because I was talking to him earlier today, and I asked him to give me a nice photo, and he blew the wind right in my face, and I was able to get a really beautiful photo. Very handsome, great one. And they all are, folks. They're all very effulgent beings. The heavenly beings are very effulgent. And when I'm with them, I see the great light that emanates from them, but that light is the light of the Most High, folks. So in this world society right now, currently, we have a lot of darkness. And some of you say, well, embrace the darkness. I've heard that be said, and that's just foolery. That's just another ploy to get you lost people to follow something that's going to lead you to damnation. But you're lost because you think narcissism is a way of life. The go-getters, right? Stepping on people and suppressing and doing all of these things is going to, give you merit in this material lifetime. But there's greater things on her, that are here, not on the horizon, I'm sorry. And those greater things are going to be what the day is going to be about, folks. Those of you who are in lower vibration will not rise to the occasion, so to speak. And there's a place for you. Like I always keep telling you, there's a place for you for all of your bullshit and foolery and games. There's a place for you. The problem with that is that there's going to be things that you'll encounter that will overcome you in these places, folks. So you always want to rise to the light. I know some of you follow people on YouTube and social media, and you hear them talk about the darkness and how you should embrace it, and that's bullshit. When I'm with the heavens, folks, I'm always in the light of the Most High, folks. If it wasn't for his great blessing, I would not know any of them, folks. The very worlds and stars that you see in the heavens, in the night sky, or in the, in your telescopes, are all higher beings, folks. And there's great light that emanates from them. So narcissism, is a thing that plagues us. And, I've been meaning to do a follow-up to that, demoniac narcissist video I did a while back. They got a lot of views. A lot of people, have resonated with them because a lot of them experience this energy from these people. And it's a dark energy where the person is soulless on a level where they're not able to reason another human. They're not able to reason the feelings or, identities of other humans. And it's all about them. They're self-serving. And that's what dark energy does. It's always self-serving. There is no enlightenment in the darkness, folks. Now, when we talk about attachment, I've talked to you about this in many videos in the past, and I've talked to you about, your choices in this material reality. You're given a choice. And many of you go down a road, and sometimes you're confused, and you stumble on this road and you go down the wrong path. And you end up dealing with dark energy. And then the thing about dark energy is, and I want you to think about the narcissist when we go back to this. Narcissists are really human products of a bigger fight, right? On the lower end. The real fight is about good versus evil, folks. And evil is out to do you in. Okay? They don't want to leave this plane of existence because they have suppressed you and done so many things, and it feels good to them. But you feel pain, don't you? So when you go down this path, and I told you, I've heard people speak on saying that they've dealt with both sides of the fence, and and that, but once you go on one side and you deal with that dark energy, it never leaves you. And that's what I was trying to explain to you about attachments and your choices. That's why when you give up your soul, you don't get it back, folks. The Most High has turned his nose up to you when you do such a thing, because really all of your energy belongs to him. And he gives you that choice of resignation. And when you make that choice, you're attached to that dark energy. And I want you to think about the average human narcissist that you deal with. Do they ever let go? Do they ever stop the bullshit that they do? So what makes you believe on another level that dark energy is going to attach to you and not leave you alone or never harass you again? Once you go down that path, folks, and you're dealing with dark energy, you have effectively done something that you can't erase, folks, especially on a certain level. So the soulless people are the people who have given up their houses to squatters. The demons are the squatters, folks. They need you to survive. The Most High, the heavens, they do not need you for anything. They do not need you because they make your air that you breathe. But the demoniacs, the demons, they need to live in human vessels to experience this and be able to suppress from this way they're doing. So that means they have to use trickery and all types of means to get you to follow them and fall into line with the bullshit. So we don't see evil people in the world doing good. We see them doing a lot of lying and plotting and deceptions and all of these things. And they cause you pain. So when you go along with the status quo and you believe somehow that they're going to do something right by you when they never have. And you can look at history and get your examples. When you look back in history and you've never seen, these evil ones do anything but evil. And it's gotten to a point in this place, and I'm so thankful to God for everything he's doing, for all of the justice he's bringing, because this is about justice, folks. A lot of you have been suppressed, and I told you that your money systems will go, and there's a reason for that, because you covered that money, right? Just like social media will go at some point, because the things that you buy into on social media. You know, you listen to some of these soundtracks, these musical soundtracks, some of these people put in their videos, and you know, you just take your time and listen to the words, and it's, you know, about killing and harming and stuff like that. And the devil kills, steals, and destroys. So when you're constantly listening to that and you're bopping your head to it, what are you embodying in yourselves? What are you championing when you listen to these things? So you have a choice, and that becomes you. You see? Now, for the majority of the week, I've been spending time with the love goddess, whom holds the world Venus, that you may know her as Venus. And the great one, you know, she's highly effulgent, folks. You know, from your vantage point, you see her as the brightest star in the sky, even though she's holding that world. And all of them are, folks, is what I'm saying. And all I get from them is love and everything, you know, all of these good things. The great son, whom is my mentor, whom is present right now, honor great one. And, you know, I'm just so blessed, folks, and I'm so thankful for this blessing because, you know, only the Most High can grant you this. And I told you in the last video, you can't get it from money. And the demoniacs provide you money. You know? So, a lot of you study your doctrines and your books, and you know, and these you know, in the biblical books, you got your stories about what's happening in the end, and you hear about these marks and certain things, and you're not even paying attention to what's actually transpiring right before your eyes, where they're going to want to put something into you that's going to affect your genetics, folks. And once it does that, you have effectively given yourselves to the system. The system is the beast. Do you now understand what I'm saying to you? And so there are many of you who will go down that path. But what I was trying to explain to you is that the Most High always prevails. There's a reason for everything. There's a reason for this great enlightenment that I have. Because I have yet to find the other person who can reason my experience. The great son, honor great one, is my mentor, folks. And he has taught me about the Most High, folks, whom I know personally, folks. And this is the greatest experience that one could ever have in this material reality. To know, you know, I tell the Lord every day that I am so blessed that he has blessed me to know his reality, his real reality. Because of that, I am officially accountable for all of my actions all the time. You know, even when I have a bad day, I'm able to go before him and apologize and talk about it with him. And he gives me that opportunity, folks. And that's the blessing that you want to hold on to and always be in the comforts of the Most High, folks. There is no place for dark energy when you're talking about salvation with the Most High. Because like I told you, in higher realities, folks, people experience joy on a daily basis. There is no rat racing or suppression. And if you like those things, then you are a product of the machine. And you'll be done away with. You're useless. And I want you to think about that. You're really useless to a greater society, folks, where everyone has everything in abundance. The technologies and everything. Think about the technologies we have in current. Any technology that is advanced is always used in some form of war or suppression, isn't it? It's not going to do you any good. You understand? If they have a way to surveil you, they're going to hurt you with that surveillance. You understand? They're going to use it to do something evil or mischievous. And this is what demoniacs do, folks. So narcissism is not a good thing on any level, because if your heart is resonating on that level, then you are not capable of holding higher energy, folks. You're not. Every day I'm looking at, you know, Mother Earth, honor great one, sweep out, you know, and do things. And I've told you about these things, and they're going to still occur, and it's going to continue. And it's going to ramp up on certain levels where it's going to really do some damage. You've seen the volcanoes. You've seen all type of things happen in this society on a daily basis. The meteorologists are stumped. They talk about storms that happen consecutively over days in the same place. And because I know the hands, who actually bring the storms, folks, and I understand the reasoning of why they're doing it. The Most High has called for this day, and it's time. Demoniacs have had their time, and all they have done is suppressed and harm you guys on levels that, there's misery. So you look at all of these great plots and things that they're trying to do. And, you guys, like I said, you speak on these things and you talk about the secularness. You speak on the Most High, but you speak on him from a secular place. A lot of you call yourselves gods, and you're not gods by any means. Because I'm with the gods every day, and they make your air. And you're breathing air, right? So you're not greater than the air you breathe. You also champion a lot of foolishness, and I hear a lot of people get into the politics, like I was saying last video, and you talk about sides, and this is political game. It's all a game, folks. And you talk about, you don't realize that it's all part of the machine, folks. The two, the coin with the two sides is all the same coin, folks. So, you hear one side saying that they're going to do this or they're going to stomp out that, and they're all in the plot together, folks. Many of them have already signed on with darker energy, and the plot is to get you there. See, this is about your souls. This is not really about what's going on in current society. It's dressed up to look that way, but there's a bigger fight, folks, and I've done videos on the bigger fight. If you don't know about that, go check out my video. I think Hybrid Empaths versus Social Paths, Art of the Bigger Fight. And I talk about this bigger fight because it's about good versus evil, folks. People don't like narcissists. Those people who have good energy see how they take and suppress, and they spend their days looking for victims. The Lord will always comfort you. He will never make you a victim if you give him praise, folks. If you bow to him, folks, he will always take care of you, folks. And I think a lot of you don't understand that. But yeah, narcissism is a terrible thing. And the demoniac narcissist, who's mostly affected you in the jobs, but now you don't have any jobs, do you? Like I was telling you, the jobs are going. No more jobs. Because jobs are not even being fair to you, folks. But a lot of you don't even get that, right? You want to go back to work and be a slave, folks, for someone who's going to cheat you out of your work effort. Because that person has a psychological problem. And really, when we boil it down, that psychological problem is really demoniac behavior. They're really possessed on a lower end, folks. They're not dealing with the light. And when you're blessed, from the Most High, you always experience an understanding of what really is, folks. I don't get into politics. And if I ever did, I'm done with that. Because I understand the new day is here, and that will not exist. If you're talking about commodities on any level and you champion those things, you're going to be done away with, and you're not going to be here for the new day, because there is no such thing of commodities in higher reality. And what you're seeing is a shift in consciousness and a shift in vibration from Mother Earth, who's changing the landscape. This is her landscape. She holds this world. I hear a lot of you speak about, the darker energies being the gods of this world. No, that's not true, folks. The darker energies are the gods of your consciousness that you let in. Mother Earth is holding this world. She is the goddess of this world. She is this world, folks. But more importantly, the Most High is her. He's extended as her, folks. And like I said, they're massively effulgent, folks. The light is always the greater option, folks. If you want the abundance, you have to seek the Most High to get this abundance. And there are going to be some new rules coming down the pipe. And for those of you who are not on board, you know what I'm going to say. If you've been following this channel, it's time for the games to be over. It's time for the bullshit to stop. The pain. I want you guys to understand that what you're seeing develop is a necessary thing, folks. And you know, there are people who think they have reins of power who are trying to hold on to something that they never had control of from the start. And they're trying to, you know, manipulate everyone. They're using deception in certain things. But I want you to think about something. Does good need to deceive you, folks? You know, if something was good for you, would there be a need to deceive you on any level, or hide or suppress things, or do any of these things? I just want you to think about that. You know, and it is just something that, you know, I've really sat back and I just, like I said, you know, enough of you are not upset about what narcissism actually brings in this society, because you've just been so used to this that you think this is all there is, folks. You know, and you don't understand. In ancient times, there was a time, you know, in this plane of existence where man was connected to God on a level where the great ones were always present. The Most High was always in visible sight and present. And we're getting back to that age. We're going back to that. But first, there has to be a little sweeping to be done. A little bit of cleaning up has to be done. And Mother Earth is going to do that. And you'll bear witness to these things. And I hope and pray that the best of you, those of you who haven't given your houses up to the squatters, will realize that your choice, you know, that you have a choice, and you have to really think about this going forward, because time is running out. And I was talking to the Most High about this too, you know, the other day, about going that extra mile. I was giving him praise and talking to him one evening, and you know, I was a little tired and I felt like doing something else, and it went through my mind. But because I'm in oneness with him, I know he knows everything I'm thinking all the time. So I had to talk to him about that. That's what humans do. We experience things and we have all of this flightiness in our minds. But when I talked to him, I told him that he was worth it to me because he gives me life every day. He has blessed me with the company of the heavens every day, whom I'm with every single day. The very sun that shines into your world is my mentor. Honor, great one. I love you, great one. The moon goddess, I am with her, was with her tonight. You know, and we'll spend more time with her later on after this video. The wind whom is blowing right now, honor, great one. All of them, my family folks, I am blessed, but only through the Most High could I get this blessing. And I don't get into doctrines, because if I know him, he is all of your doctrines, folks. I don't have to point a finger about who's not doing what. I just know that you need to grab on to him to get this supreme blessing. Now, if any of you know the sun personally, then you could probably talk to me about something. Or the moon, or the earth herself, whom I'm standing on right now, just like all of you are, breathing the air that she's creating for me, as a duty for the Most High. But I know her personally, folks. And I know that because of that great blessing, there is a reason for all of these things. And I will watch these developments. And I understand a few things about what's going to happen, but I'm not going to share those things with you because you're going to watch and bear witness, you know. But I know that the light is where you want to be. You know, narcissism is a done deal. It's over with. And I'm just tired of hearing people on social media talk about, you know, embracing the darkness and foolishness. That's evil, folks. There is no place in the heavens when you have evil in your heart, folks. Right? Your vibration does not exist on a level where you could even do such a thing. But you don't understand God's science. And to know him is to know his science, folks. So I'm not going to take too much longer out here. I think I'm going to get on in the house. I was just sitting out, hanging out with the great ones. And it's just so awesome because, like I said, you know, I was talking to the moon goddess. And to see her in the night sky, right before my eyes, in real time, folks. Her really, massively effulgent, beautiful goddess, beautiful. The light of the heavens shining as I look into the heavens. That is the greater thing, folks. I don't know who you're listening to or what you're trying to follow, but I know that holding on to the Most High is the only way to that salvation and that light, and that's where you want to be. Okay? I'm never in darkness because I'm always around heavenly beings, folks, and they all are effulgent, and they all are full of the light of the Most High, folks. Case in point. I'm not going to end the video by saying I love bad behavior today, even though that's that's my moniker for this channel. I'm just going to say that you guys need to check your mirrors. And when you know what they say about things about you not using that mirror, when you don't use things, you lose them, right? You know, you don't work your muscles, you lose muscle mass, you get weaker. So if you don't use that mirror, it's going to be taken from you. That reflective mirror. If you don't use it, then you're going to be in a place where a mirror won't be necessary, folks. And it's coming real soon. Y'all have a good night.